Welcome to the 100th Monkey Experiment, St. Patrick's Day edition. Today we're going to do things a little differently. First we're going to start out with a little homage to St. Patrick's Day, a little limerick, video limerick. And then we're going to talk about what the 100th Monkey is by showing a few videos, 3 videos in total. Different points of view on what the 100th Monkey is. So first off, we're going to have a little St. Patrick's Day fun with a limerick video. Limerick is a rhyming type of a song. So here we go.
Hello, how are you? I'm Nick, here to teach you a fun little trick. To have a good time when writing a rhyme, try writing your own limerick. There are limericks of all different kinds, so how do you write one that shines? You'll see that it's cool if you follow the rule. A limerick is made of 5 lines, so listen close to this song. Lines 1, 2, and 5 are all long, and in poems of this sort make lines 3 and 4 short, and I promise you'll never go wrong. You need to be sure and contrive to rhyme lines 1, 2, and 5, then do it once more with lines 3 and 4, and your limerick surely will thrive. So let these pointers take hold, and if you'll write as you were told, at the rainbow's end you'll find there, my friend, your own limerick pot of gold.
So that was brought to us from Imagine Learning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So the 100th Monkey Experiment normally is a group session, but tonight I'm the 99th monkey and the 100th monkeys are missing. It's a wintry night out there tonight. Winter doesn't seem to want to go. Even though spring is coming this weekend, winter is digging in its heels and saying no, no, no. Anywho, the 100th Monkey Experiment is a philosophical metaphysical reality show. It takes place every Monday night, and generally we have an in-studio group participation audience that shares their point of view in the moment, non-scripted, on the spot. However, tonight I will be sharing with you some videos on what the 100th Monkey is and what the show concept is based around, to give you a better idea of why we meet and why we're the 100th Monkey Meetup and broadcast 100th Monkey Experiment. So I'm going to start off with a video called The 100th Monkey, and then I will comment on it after it's finished.
The Japanese snow monkey had been observed in the wild for a period of over 30 years. In 1952, on the island of Koshima, Japan, Japanese scientists were providing monkeys with sweet potatoes that were thrown in the sand. The monkeys liked the taste of the raw sweet potatoes, but found the dirt unpleasant. That's until an 18-month-old female named Amu found that she could solve the problem by washing the potatoes in the salty ocean water, improving the taste of the potato. She taught this trick to her mother. Soon after, her playmates learned this and taught their mothers too. This cultural innovation was gradually picked up by numerous monkeys in the troop and observed by the scientist. Between 1952 and 1958, all the young monkeys learned to wash their sandy sweet potatoes and make them taste much better. Only the adults who did this, as their children did, learned this cultural improvement. Some older adults did not right away. In the autumn of 1958, something startling took place. A large number of snow monkeys were washing their sweet potatoes. The exact number was not known. The hypothetical number given was 99. And then it happened. The 100th monkey learned to wash their sweet potato. This added energy of the 100th monkey somehow created a conscious breakthrough. Almost everyone in the troop was washing their potatoes before eating them. But surprising occurrence happened that was observed by the scientist. the habit of washing sweet potatoes had jumped overseas. Colonies of monkeys on other islands and the main island troop began washing their potatoes. Throughout the exact number may vary, this 100th monkey phenomenon means that only when a limited number of individuals knows a new way, it remains the conscious property of those individuals. However, when one or more individuals manifest this new awareness, the field is strengthened, a critical mass is reached, and the awareness becomes the conscious property of all. Conscious awareness. The conscious aspect of the mind involving our relationship with the world and self in relationship to it. When we shift our awareness of frequency from self-consciousness, where fear, impossibility, or feelings of separation reside, cosmic consciousness, which is the total harmony with the universe and where none of these feelings exist. Set a conscious intention of love and peace. Connect this intent to Earth and God to illuminate the new beginning of Earth's spiritual evolution, which is already underway. We all can send a great cosmic conscious message to all Earthlings. Just repeat to yourself daily, unconditional love, peace, and happiness throughout the world. Unconditional love, peace, and happiness throughout the world. Unconditional love, peace, and happiness throughout the world. When this is said from your heart, the field is strengthened, a critical mass is reached, and the awareness becomes the conscious property of all. This new awareness is communicated mind to mind. Be a part of it. Namaste.
So that was a video on the 100th monkey experiment. Well, not experiment, but on what the 100th monkey is, and what the critical mass and collective consciousness, and what we are capable of as a collective. And you heard that empowerment there, love, peace, and happiness. So many of us like to create that reality, and so the more of us who put our intent and our focus in that direction, the faster we can achieve that new behavior, that new consciousness. So we're going to see another video now. This one is the 100th Monkey Theory, the Project Humanity Lifestyle Experiment by Bernard Pullman. So this gives you another perspective on the 100th Monkey Theory, critical mass, collective consciousness.
And here's the next one, Project Humanity and Lifestyle Experiments. This one is the 100th Monkey Theory Experiment. The 100th Monkey Theory, obviously you're not going to do it with 100 monkeys, but the principle is simplistically that you can create a controlled environment within which you can test the context of the 100 monkey theory, and then you can film it as well and share with us on YouTube. What is the context? The claim of 100 monkey theory is that when enough people agree energetically, or enough of a specific energy in a specific situation exists, that it will automatically transfer to the rest in the group. Okay, so you can imagine, I can give you a little bit of a projected idea of it. Is you're a group of people and there is like 1,000 people. When there's then 100 of this 1,000 people, I mean, a certain amount, you have to establish exactly how many, The rest just suddenly know everything the 100 has known, because there has been a transfer of knowledge as energy. What you have to establish is, you can probably do this quite effectively with 10 people. You know, you start with one, that then go and transfer knowledge to another one, okay, and then you will see at what stage it's going to happen automatically. The point is obviously to make sure, for clarity in your experiment, that nobody knows what is the exact knowledge except the one. So you bring them in one by one and see if at any stage you bring the next person into the know. That means you bring them into the room. At what stage will the person be able to tell you what you're going to tell the person, isn't it? That's what you really want to measure. So now let's see this practically. You've got some amazing knowledge you're going to share, work it out, and only you know it. And you've got the camera rolling, and obviously you want your control person to check that you're not cheating. I mean, really, that's how serious it is in this world. We need somebody to always check that you're not cheating. So, then you bring in the first person and you explain to them the amazing thing, until they completely understand it and they can absolutely become it and think it's so wonderful, this is who they are now. So you find something that is like pretty cool shit, I mean. And then you bring in the next person. And first of all, you come in, you ask them if they know what you're going to tell them now. And if they don't know, obviously you have to tell them. And so you continue until you find at what point the person would have picked up the energy of the group before they entered the room, and they can tell you what you're going to tell them. And then you have proven the 100th monkey theory, isn't it? Just a simple exercise to see if energy and knowledge, as it is proposed by spirituality, does actually transfer in a way that is called 100th monkey. Obviously, the fact that monkeys go and wash the potatoes in the sea, unless you have been there 100% all the time and everything the monkey has ever done and seen, you wouldn't know where the monkey didn't just copy it somewhere, isn't it? So you need to have absolute control. And the best control is to test the energy part of the theory. Does it actually transfer? Can you find what group of people must agree energetically in every way before the rest are magically uplifted and transformed into a rapturous way into this new idea you're presenting? I mean, there's so many in this world doing this. That is all trying to spread the 100th monkey theory. They're doing it obviously with business because they want to make money and buy nice shit and then be successful and say the law of attraction worked. I have brainwashed you to be attracted to me. It is magnificent. We'll get to that one next.
So that was a different perspective on the 100th monkey. I like to present many different points of view on the subject. So those are two videos from talking about the 100th monkey, critical mass. I'm going to share with you the information that we had read many years ago that had us go in the direction of the 100th monkey and incorporate the 100th monkey theory and critical mass consciousness into the dream society and collective dreaming and collective consciousness and collective manifestation. So I'm going to read an excerpt for you. When many people are meditating, vibrating at the same frequency, when you meditate, what happens in addition to stilling your own vibrations is that you will sort of lock into the other people who are meditating. No matter where or when they happen to be, remember, you are always broadcasting yourself to the world anyway. You may not be aware of it, but because of the interconnectedness of all reality, it is happening all the time. When you and I are both on the same wavelength, our vibrations tend to harmonize with each other. even strengthen each other. And the more people on the same, quote, wavelength, the more of that sort of energy will be released. This phenomenon is known as entrainment, a process arising from resonance, wherein anyone whose vibrations are done in frequency will entrain, will lock in with everyone else generating those vibrations. So you learned about the origins of the 100th monkey, the Japanese monkeys and the sweet potatoes. So they adopted a new behavior. Apparently, when a sufficient proportion of the population adopts a new behavior, in this case the washing of yams, the behavior blossoms beyond that limited group, so that even the older monkeys begin to see the wisdom in it. Lots of people are meditating these days, perhaps more than ever in history before. So think about that. Because we are in such times of change, and because things are always more volatile, more flexible during times of change, the effect of all these people meditating will help you meditate. Your efforts will be of assistance to them, and together lots of interesting things are likely to happen. It is important for you to remember that everything you do matters. Everything has an effect. Where it comes to turning the world into a better direction, the best that any of us can do for ourselves and for the rest is to get out of our own acts, to get our own acts together. For only when we are in tune will we know what needs to be done. Humanity has been on the wrong track for thousands of years. We have learned to look upon the world as a commodity, a resource to be exploited, and upon each other as dangerous strangers who need to be controlled, and only recently have significant numbers of people sounded the alarm about what we have done to the planet and to each other. Populations have grown beyond the carrying capacity of the places where they live. Forests have been chopped down to grow hamburgers. Swamps have been drained to build chrome and glass shopping malls. Material progress has come complete with polluted water and poisoned air. Industrial waste. Lines have been bloated. Whole species of plants and animals have been decimated for investment purposes. And unless these trends are starkly reversed, our grandchildren might not have much of a planet to live on. The recent past, when problems have arisen, we've allowed ourselves to be lulled into the belief that future generations of experts would figure out how to deal with them. But the whole of civilization is now at a crisis point. Things are moving so fast that we can't wait until some mega computer to be built in the late 21st century figures out how to bail us out, or until some brass-winged angel swoops from the sky and fixes everything. The future fate of mankind can tip in either direction, towards chaos and mud or toward higher order, maybe both. The people who will ultimately decide the fate of mankind have already been born. That's you. Our boundaries are limitless. We can direct feelings like symphony orchestra conductors in order to connect, unite, expand, and grow with the oneness, rather than allow ourselves to be slaves to our own past. Appropriately enough, the social institutions which helped create these global problems are now breaking down. Mass organizations of all kinds are floundering. Governments and businesses are operating on red ink, and each new solution they propose, while making the short run look rosier and keeping the bankers and the tax collectors happy, only make things worse in the long run. It is time that we took back our birthrights. It is time that real people stand up and insist on reality, not promises, that we just be patient and let the experts do their thing. Everything will work out by some time in the next decade. That has never worked. It's not working now, and it won't work in the future. The frameworks which will actually work in the future will be those that are worked out by people who have made the journey to the self. You don't get a bright light by rearranging darkness, and you don't get peace by rearranging unpeaceful people. There is a phrase in therapy circles that says that the therapy is no higher than the therapist. The same holds true for every other walk of life. The reason that all our institutions are under fire today is because they have been guided and staffed by people who haven't made that journey, people who were as lost as the next guy. We can no longer afford such charities. The challenge facing the world today is personal, in that it is up to each of us to learn how to live in the present, not in the past, because the past is over and done with, and not in the future, because the future hasn't arrived yet. And when the future does arrive, we will probably ignore it anyway, because by then we will be chasing some other future. The supreme reality is not the future, but the present. The future is a deceitful time that always says to us, not yet, and thus denies us. The future is not the time to live. What man truly wants, he wants now. So this was a writing that we discovered many years ago, and I don't know who wrote it, but I love to share it. And I hope that that gives some clarification as to how we can make a difference, how we can be the change. And here's a quote by William James: "I will act as if what I do makes a difference." So, I'm going to leave with one last video. Monkey 99. And then we will be ending the show soon. Be the change. Be the 100th monkey. Join us next week for the 100th monkey experiment, Monday nights at 9:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And see you next week.